Welcome listeners to LENZO'S MEMOIRS. On this episode, the discussion is still around the CBN's eNAIRA policy. The new eNAIRA, the eNAIRA, vis-a-vis our realities presently in Nigeria now. We are in the period of cash boom. What I mean by that is people are making money from cash, man. And if you look at these amounts they are making, the numbers are totally out of this world, as in they are selling Naira in Nigeria now. Now, am I shocked? No. Like I said in my previous episodes, life will go on. But as Nigerians, we're very dynamic beings. I see in the news that the DSS is involved. They're arresting some, bank top shots and all that. We're in a political season. Cash is needed. So, it's just a very, very interesting space. Our monetary policy right now. Now, the policy has a lot of positives, I know. But like I said, from when I started doing this, memos about this cashless policy thing, the basics, the way I say it, or the way I understand it more like, it's not the way the CBN is doing it is the problem. The way I say it, and the problems that are obvious that are going to come up, it's like they are emphasizing more on force. Till this point that I'm doing this podcast, there is little being said about the solution to the problem. You see, the cashless policy and the new eNAIRA design and all their implementations, all their informations, all their instructions are creating a real problem. Now, I have a disjoint between what is happening and what the CBN is always saying. And being the CBN, they have serious data at their behest. But despite that data, as enormous as it is, they have a lot of data they don't have. Now, what I mean by that is the fact that you can actually control, the amount of Naira in circulation, but you don't have control over the amount of work each Naira in the circulation does. The amount of work it does. I've always told people that, look, when you collect 20,000 Naira that they say you should collect, let's leave it being enough for you or not. The first person you buy something from, you pay 100 Naira. That person spends that 100 Naira, that same 100 Naira note somewhere else. Now, that spend is not recorded. There's no data that the CBN has. So, by the time you change 1,000 Naira, when you spend 1,000 Naira, maybe in a park to buy something, you travel. You are spending the other cash somewhere else while releasing only that 1,000 Naira where you left. Now, that 1,000 Naira that person collects does a lot of work. The person selling mineral, we take 100 Naira, we give the person selling puff-puff, the person we give shoemaker. Now, all these data are not captured by the CBN. So, the integration of it becomes a problem. Now, the issue develops because the monies CBN is paying out and giving the banks are not coming back to the banks. This is what the CBN should first of all realize. Once people collect money from the bank, the money does not go back to the bank. It stays in the economy. Now, they are calling it hoarding, but it is not really hoarding. Why I say this is because when they spend these monies to, the market women, shoemakers and all that, what's happening to the cash is the POS operators are the ones mopping it up and recycling. The POS operators are the ones mopping up this money is being paid out. So if the CBN releases 1 trillion, that 1 trillion stays outside. It does not come back to the banking sector. And with the scarcity of getting money out now, nobody is depositing. I am very sure that what the CBN should actually look at, the critical data right now in all this madness, is the amount of money coming back into the banking system. Now, if they see, if they measure that metric as against the amount of money the banks are going out, they should see it. The gap should be there. So you are paying out the cash to be hoarded. When I got out to the hood yesterday, they were like telling me that, this POS person don't come collect the cash I get. This POS. So it's a naira boom. The person that sells 50,000 naira will now sell that 50,000 naira cash, you understand, to a POS operator who will now add a margin that they will now collect it back, come and spend back to the person so that he can now sell it again. These things should have been foreseen. And I started complaining some last week that, you are going to cause chaos now. You are going to, the hardship is on everybody's mouth. People can't eat. When I got there yesterday, I was not being told. When I got to the hood, I was not being told. And it even still happened. You cannot get things in the market. The old notes, new note, but there are even no notes. All the banks. Now, the very funny thing from what we are experiencing right now, like I said before, the banking servers are now even highly overloaded. You just say a bank, the service is not going through. So people don't have cash. They can't transfer. Now, a blockchain technology that is new has been built by the CBN, as in the eNAIRA. They are not trying to, fill that void with eNAIRA. They are not creating the awareness. They are not marketing. They are just, concentrating on cash. And you are saying you want to go cashless. The eNAIRA must enter into this, our everyday transactions, before you can pull the cash out. If not that, you keep on creating a problem. And this will now metamorphose into other problems. Because everybody now knows that people are keeping cash. You really need to be dynamic in thought and process. Because I keep saying it's the same thing. Personally, and I'm not making up, I see the process clear. And really, there's a solution to it. But they are not working. They are not working towards a solution. They are rather, working on control. Who are you controlling? Now, the CBN and government is saying that they will send DSS to bank. How many DSS staff do they have? How many police staffs do they have to police it? People will do these transactions in the middle of the night. They will do the transactions in the middle of the night. They will always find a way to circumvent it. Now, why that is, and seriously, anybody that wants to try it, but the thing about it is, Nigeria is one of the first countries that is actually trying to go fully cashless, and we are trailblazing. But we have to be dynamic in our solutions, because I still feel that the answer is still the eNAIRA. You understand? Basically, because other currencies like crypto, you understand, they've proven, digital currency can work. But it is the acceptance and the trust, which is meant to be the backbone of the policy, is the last thing the CBN and the CBN governor talks about. You are just talking of arresting. The prisons go full. You want to arrest half the population? You must find it. Look, I have a unique solution. And that unique solution is the fact that we have to work on the eNAIRA and, drive its acceptance. We have to be ingenious. We have to discuss. But you see, you will only be successful when you are able to push that eNAIRA to take the place of cash. The eNAIRA must be accepted. The eNAIRA must be able to do the basic function in our lives, the basic transaction. It is a lot of work, but in my own concept design, it's really not something that is impossible to do, even with this short timeline. But you have to vote a lot of time, a lot of reasoning, a lot of, designing for it to be accepted. And you see, awareness is not a difficult thing in the digital age. So if the right, concept is approach, you understand, is decided, then you start working it so that at the end of the day, you start filling the gap. Because if you are not filling the gap, if you like, you will still, when people complain, they must find solution. And please, the CBN should please be very careful. because they don't face customers. They don't face customers. So all this that you are saying, you understand? Please, we must find something that works. If you remove this eNAIRA, you must replace it with a certain amount of eNAIRA so that it's dynamic. As the trust goes, as the trust improves, you understand? As people accept the eNAIRA more, then you pull out the corresponding cash. You can just not say, because you keep on saying new eNAIRA. It's not a new eNAIRA design problem. People could go to the counter, to the bank, and withdraw limitless cash before. Can collect 2 million, but you've shortened it, you've reduced the amount of cash accessible. And this reduction that you have done, there's no commensurate channel to fill it. The banking servers are jamming. You see, the thing about it is a lack of empathy about the real problems the cash is creating. And every day you keep on talking, you arrest. How many people do you want to arrest in how many transactions? How many people do you want to arrest in how many transactions? You must fill the void being created ingeniously with digital currency. Not just say it is there, go and use it. If it's not accepted, nothing you can do now. The pressure on cash is crazy in Nigeria. And for so many reasons, because it's easy, corruption and all that, we know, but the solution must work. It's not wishful thinking. The solution must work. And I mean, my mail is there. I have a unique idea that I really want to discuss with them, though, on how to really implement this, how we go, how we, how we, make Nigerians trust these digital channels. Because the banks, no, they can't handle the pressure. And all this, yesterday, you just said this bank, no transfer was going, that bank, no transfer. Definitely now, they are overloading the system. The capacity of these banks, did you question it before you roll it out? What percentage of this cashless policy was going to transfer to them? Because, like I said, for me, you don't have the real data of how the cash works, the interaction. Because you just come out 500 naira from your pocket, you give person, you don't go. That 500 naira with a unique number is going somewhere. Some people will now enter their rich Port Harcourt spending that same naira. That direct, data, the CBN, I don't think they have it. Because I know nobody is there when I'm paying out. So how do they capture it? Do you understand? So the POS operators have it locked down, because if you go to most of the villages, you'll find out that they are fully run through POS, because the banks have always been attacked by robbers. So you now find out that there is a system that the villages hoard money and they are using it. So outside the banking system, there is another system. Now, for you to have the complete control, if you have digital currency that works, the CBN will now be able to monitor the movement of every single printed eNAIRA. And it can work. Believe you me. I'm very sure it can, though. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed it.